feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
The following is a presentation of the DADDgamer Football League.
It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see Tom Brady as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 23.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week.
16 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help them reach the century mark.
The Burrows throw into the hands here of Hardman.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
First carry of the game for Hassan Haskins. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 28. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throwing into the hands of Pickens. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Setting up the screen for Haskins.
Touchdown!
Hassan Haskins.
His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On first and 10, here's Brady. He finds Aguilar over the middle.
Second and 4.
To Nelson Aguilar. A 6-yard pickup. Brings up second and 4.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Brady now on first down. And a catch right side by Evans.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. To throw is Brady. Completes it to Aguilar.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 41.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 7th play in the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Brady going to throw.
Setting up a screen for Stevenson.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed a pass and lost yardage on the play.
Here's the Raiders punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Fielded at about the 28. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
And, of course, this a critical game in regards to not just the division race, but playoff seeding as well. They are a game up, but a loss here could really muddy the waters.
And both of these teams want to clear things up about how they feel about each other and their standing in the league. Because these two teams, they've really been the cream of the crop in their division. So this game, it's been looming on both of their schedules.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
Definitely productive, including scoring his 14th touchdown of the season last week. It's going to be fun to watch the matchup now because he has a nose for the end zone. So if you're a defender, what's your job? Keep him out.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
We all love that home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take him the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. 2nd quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's Brady. Over the middle to Evans.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. There's Evans again, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
It's Barkley on the counter. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 8 yards to go on second down. They'll run it again with Barkley.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. To throw, it's Brady. This is caught.
And the Raiders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a first and goal.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal.
Barkley is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
Stevenson will score. Touchdown, Raiders.
Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead now moves to 9-7. So that drive spans 13 plays.
And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again.
And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Burrow on play action. Flush to his right.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brady. And his throw is incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Airing this one out for Evans. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Hardman on the return.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10.
Denver's offense now set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Burrow will throw.
That's underneath to Pierce.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Being chased. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
One of the best in the NFL, in no small part because of his running ability. But on that play, didn't match the defense at all. Nice stop for them, a feather in their cap for getting the sack and brought down one of the toughest guys to catch in the NFL.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Brady. That one complete. He finds Sharp.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Evans here. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Brady now to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Gay's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would say, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that. They're trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Burrow. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Going for it with Pierce.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football, but I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Again, it's Barkley. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos going to get 1 more possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
He's got this to Pickens.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start out west at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And it is the Chargers out in front as those two creep towards halftime. The Chargers trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we'll take a trip east to check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. Tyreek Hill, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Justin Herbert leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go to Barkley again. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So they will not be able to add to the lead on this opening drive in the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
A 40-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his...
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down.
Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
First and 10, it's Pierce. Now we'll pause for an injury here. That's George Pickens, the receiver who's in some discomfort. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now it's Burrow.
Finds Pickens outright. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Burrow into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. Pierce now up the middle.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Burrow looking to pass.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Paris Campbell from 6 yards away. And the Broncos have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy, because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Taking it about the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Extra point attempt to come here. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Brady's throw taken in there by Cooks. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 44, Brady. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 6. And the Broncos first down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he's got his big tight end here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Burrow. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Back to the ground with Pierce.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Here's Burrow.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Evans has it left side.
Brady's pass complete to Evans. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady over the middle, complete. That's Evans. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Brady. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 58 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Ball start, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Barkley, the ball carrier. He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A 3-yard
On 2nd and 12, Brady. He finds Aguilar over the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Ball start, offense.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. From midfield, here's Brady.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the 3rd down. They've got to maximize.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here.
Previous
Yes,
play is under
indeed, the
review.
red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Now Brady got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right at midfield. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Burrow will throw. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And a short gain here, down to the 22. The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here.
3rd down.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. It's a 39-yard attempt right hash. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Raiders take over.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. To throw, it's Brady.
Cooks on the quick slant.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Evans here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And this is caught by Evans. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
Brady's throw there complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Brady saying let's go as he'll hustle him to the line. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Again, it's Brady. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Brady now to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Raiders. DJ Chark. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. 70 seconds remain. This will be an onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this will stay a one-score game as the lead will hold at 6. All right, so then instead of a 2-score lead in the waning moments, that miss means they're going to need to sweat this one out after all, partner.
Nothing comes easy in this league. That could turn out to be a miss of disastrous proportions. So now they need to call on their defense one last time to bail them out.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
And that flag accepted.
Back to throw, Brady. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Broncos, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will.